In the obby community, if you're better than everyone else, you're gonna get noticed. You'll gain popularity and respect from other players. But for one specific obbyist, it's a different story. Despite beating some of the hardest obbies on Roblox, barely anyone could tell you who this player actually is. He comes from a very small and unknown part of Roblox, the Korean obby community, a place where some of the most skilled players quietly push the limits of obbying. And one of those players is Junebread, a name almost no one outside this circle recognizes, but one that deserves attention for his insane achievement. This is the best Roblox obbyist you've never heard of. Before we start this video, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. Only a small percentage of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and if you could hit that red button, it would help out my channel a lot. Anyway, let's get back into the video. Junebread started obbying in around 2020, beating obbies like Daydream Valley, although he would quickly improve. In November 2021, Junebread reached a new milestone in his obbying career by beating Snacks, a tier 9 tech obby that put his precision and understanding of Roblox mechanics to the test. Just a month later, he followed this up by conquering Trust Divinity, a tier 10 trust-based obby known for its demanding gameplay centered around trust jumps. At this point, Junebread was on fire, and his skill was improving rapidly. Yet he was still far from being recognized at the top of the obbying community. Over the next 2 years, he continued beating harder obbies and steadily raising his skill level. However, there was one major obstacle for Junebread. He was Korean. While he belonged to a country with a lot of obbyists, the global obbying community was mostly English-speaking. This language barrier prevented him from engaging with the larger worldwide communities that shared tips, strategies, and records. Despite his impressive achievements, Junebread was largely isolated from his broader conversation. At the same time, the Korean obby community was quietly growing, with Korean players posting huge numbers on YouTube without much interaction between them. The need for a centralized space became clear, and soon after, the first official Korean obby community was created. This group allowed players like Junebread to communicate, share their achievements, and support each other. Along with this new community came a Korean-specific top obbies list. For global hobbyists, the top obbies list is a catalog of the hardest obbies and towers ever beaten, and getting a completion on that list is a mark of prestige. But the Korean players realized that it made more sense to create their own version. By 2022, one of the best Korean hobbyists was a player named 624OK, known for his prowess in tower-based obbies. However, during 2022 and 2023, Junebread began to rise through the ranks, establishing himself as the top hobbyist in Korea. He achieved this by beating multiple tier 16 and even tier 17 obbies. Some of his most notable accomplishments during this period included beating Honor, a tier 17 obby that took him just 14 hours of grinding, an impressive feat, given the brutal difficulty of such obbies. Honor was considered one of the hardest obbies ever verified on Roblox at the time, and Junebread's victory was a testament to his growing skill, but his greatest challenge was still ahead. In early 2024, Junebread set his sights on one of the most infamous obbies in Roblox history, Tower of Gunga. A few years prior, this obby had been regarded as a tier 20 obby. In general, it was just considered impossible by most players. Created by Undistanced and Rocks U, the tower featured some of the most difficult jumps and mechanics Roblox had ever seen. To beat it, a player would need near perfect execution on every movement. For a Korean player like Junebread, managing to beat this tower would be nothing short of legendary. Determined to make history, Junebread began to grind. He spent tireless hours practicing and refining his techniques. Beating Tower of Gunga would not only bring him personal recognition, but would also shine a spotlight on the entire Korean obbying community. As the days passed, He faced setbacks and frustrations, but he refused to give up. And then, in the early hours of June 9th, 2024, it finally happened. After countless attempts, Junebread launched himself up the tower one last time, executing each jump flawlessly. With nerves of steel and unmatched precision, he reached the final stretch and beat it. Tower of Gunga, once thought impossible, had been conquered by a player from a community that most of the world barely knew existed. Junebread's victory wasn't just his own. It was a win for the entire Korean obbying scene. He proved that despite language barriers and isolation from the global community, the Korean obbyists were capable of reaching heights no one thought possible. Nowadays, Junebread is taking on a monumental challenge, the current top 1 obby in the worldwide community, back there Benjamin. This obby is a true test of skill and endurance, with only the best of the best even attempting it. It's a difficult journey, but Junebread's history of perseverance and his ability to conquer some of the hardest obbies on Roblox make him a formidable contender. However, he's not alone in his pursuit of greatness. A new Korean competitor has emerged and is starting to close the gap. This rising star goes by this name that I can't pronounce, and they've set sights on the equally daunting challenge, the Citadel of Infinite Void. Citadel of Infinite Void is currently the top 1 hardest tower ever beaten, and it's a monstrous test of patience, precision, and technical mastery. The Citadel pushes even the most seasoned obbyists to their limits, and it's considered one of the greatest accomplishments for anyone in the obbying world. Watching both of these players grind these incredibly hard towers highlights the level of dedication these players possess. Despite the Korean obby community being relatively small in comparison to the global scene, their progress is nothing short of incredible. The amount of skill, determination, and hard work these players are willing to put into beating Roblox obbies is unfathomable. They've managed to carve out their own space in the larger obbying world, and they continue to push limits of what's possible in the game. Please make sure to support this growing community. Be sure to join the Korean obby community. I've linked it in the description down below. And with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this unique video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, where we dive deep into the stories of Roblox's most skilled and dedicated players. Every like and subscription helps bring more attention to these hidden communities and incredible players, so your support means the world. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.